Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Realty and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for August 1st, 2022. I can't believe it's already August. My kids are going back to school next week for the school year, which I find shocking and completely repulsive. I'm so upset that my kids are going back to school. But that is definitely pertinent to our housing market, because what is every family trying to do? They're trying to get into a new house by the time school starts. And if that's next week, well, then we're going to see a slowdown in our closed sales, our under contract sales, and all of those things are definitely going to be affected by the school year, because that's why we have a big surge in the spring, is because everyone and their brother wants to get into a home before the school year starts. And for us, that is very, very early. I know some school districts are still not going back for a couple weeks yet, but here in Crystal Lake, the kids are all heading back next week for high school and the week after that for elementary school. So that is definitely a factor. Taking a quick look at your McHenry County statistics for the real estate world. For this past week, we had 156 new listings. We had 178 under contract. We have 181 closed sales, 42 on the private network, and 76 price changes. Let's talk about price changes for just a moment. What is happening in our real estate world? But if you look at price changes, we are seeing more and more of them every single week. We are seeing price improvements. We are seeing prices come down across the board. What is happening? It's a price correction. We've had the Feds increase the prime number last week. We talked about that. They increased the prime loan rate by 75 basis points. A lot of people thought that was going to affect mortgage rates. It does not. It actually, the mortgage rates actually responded very well to that, because the Feds look like they are fighting inflation, which is a good thing. So the mortgage rates actually came down a little bit last week. I know I had clients that locked in today at 5.25, which is not that bad. Historically speaking, average is 8%. So 5.25 is really low. I remember I actually refinanced my house one time to get into the fives. So that's a good thing. Okay, so what everybody's hearing, of course, is that, you know, the housing market is receding, crashing, whatever word you want to use. It's not. What we're doing, what you have a lot of the media outlets doing, is they're saying that the housing is down 20% from last year, housing closed sales. That's true. And I've said it before, it's because we're comparing it to 2021, which was the best real estate year we had ever had. So of course we're down this year. 2022 is still on track to be the second best real estate year we've ever had. So yes, we are down. We have less closed sales, we have less new listings, we have less homes going under contract, but that's all because we had such an amazing year last year. We actually have fewer homes to sell this year. So when you're looking at these numbers, 156 new listings, that's way down from last year. But again, 2021 was one of the best years we ever had. 178 under contract. That's in McHenry County. All these numbers are just McHenry County. So 178 under contract. So we still had more go under contract than new listings came. So we're still having a very, very tight inventory situation. Closed sales, we had 181. That's actually, we're almost 500 properties down. Oh no, wait. So closed sales were up almost 500 properties this week compared to last week, but down a third from this week last year, and are down about 20% from last year. So when we're looking, comparing this week to last week, we were up, but comparing this week to this week last year, we are down significantly. We have way less closings this week than we did this week last year. The current year average sales price is now at $366,000. That is up from $357,000 this time last year, but that's down from our high. The peak was in May, where our average sales price was $414. So we've definitely seen a correction. So we know that the prices went sky high really fast. April, May, June was crazy. We had bidding wars, and we had home selling in 2 hours, and all of these crazy things. We are not in that market anymore. The market is changing. We are now in a more normalized market where we're seeing homes sit on the market longer. We're seeing more price changes. We're seeing a more normal environment. I know I have gone back to staging. I never stopped doing professional photography, but I know a lot of people did. We're back to doing professional photography on every listing. We're not seeing homes sell off the private market as much as they were before. We are still seeing that happen to some extent, and each area is a little different. And honestly, even each price point is a little different. You know, $500,000 in Crystal Lake is not doing the same thing that $200,000 in Crystal Lake is. I had a property that hit the market last week. It listed at $185,000, which is very low for Crystal Lake. It's a small house, but of course, once again, we had multiple offers, and it's under contract for over list price. So we are still seeing some of that happen, but it depends on the price point, depends on the area. But overall, nationwide, we are seeing days on market increase. We are seeing prices come down. They're normalizing. They're not falling. They're not crashing, but they are coming down. They're correcting. We had prices go up way too fast, and that was not sustainable. When prices are going up 20% year over year, that is not something that can continue, especially when the average salary is not going up 20% year over year, and we have inflation going at about 9%. That's a tough situation. That means affordability is going to come down. People are not going to be able to afford those bigger houses, okay? Which is going to make the inventory increase on the larger homes because your money's not going to go as far, and we're going to see the smaller homes, the lower priced homes go faster. So it's all relative to what you're talking about and what you're looking at, but you have to look at the whole picture. You have to make sure that you're looking at all the different numbers and really looking at what those numbers are saying and what we're comparing to, okay? Couple other things. Average rental prices are still climbing. They're up to $2,243 a month is the average rental price in the Chicagoland area. That is insane. That is so high. The median is at $1,995. Last year, those numbers were $1,900 for the average and $1,700 for the median. So an average of $200 to $300 more every month in rentals. So that is affecting our housing market as well, because obviously people who are renting are seeing their prices just, it's not even effective to rent. It's too expensive to rent. People are looking to buy instead because they just can't afford to rent anymore. So that's a quick look at our market, what's going on. We have mortgage rates holding steady at about 5. Again, I talked about it with Eric last week, from a Mortgage Capital Group. We did that interview where we were talking about interest rates. It's not going to be the same. The same rate is not going to apply to everybody. It's going to depend on your credit score, how much money you have, what's your debt to income ratio, what's your income. All of those things are going to factor into what your mortgage rate is. But we're seeing them in about the mid 5s right now. High 5s are probably to come, but that's about where we're at. They're really holding very steady, the mortgage rates. So that's one thing. We are seeing prices come down. We're seeing price corrections more and more across the board. We're seeing market time increase. Houses are on the market for up to 30 days, 40 days, whereas they were on the market for 3, 4, 5 days. That's not happening as much anymore, again, depending on the price point. We are seeing less closed sales this year. Yes, our numbers are way, way down. We have 20% less closed sales this year than we did last year. But again, keep that in perspective. That's comparing 2022 to 2021. 2021 was the best year we ever had in the real estate world. So that's a quick look at what's happening at our real estate market. It's changing every week, folks. Every week, I can't believe how different our market is from the week before. So we are seeing it normalize. That's a good thing. If you're somebody who has to think about buying a home a little bit more than like 2 hours, this is a good market for you because you don't have to rush into it quite so quickly. You might have a chance to look at a few homes and make a choice based on what you really want rather than having to make a split-second decision. I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Realty, and this is the Monday Market Update. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, as always, please call me. I'm at 815-529-0777, or you can email me, mirandaaltteam@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your Monday. Bye.